going to be streaming some more Sagas creation. I actually have a name for it now, in case you hadn't noticed. I'm creating a TTRPG called Sagas. It stands for Setting and Genre Agnostic System. I'm still getting used to the name myself. I only figured it out a couple days ago, maybe a week. But I'm very excited to share it with all of you. I just need to get a couple more things set up quickly, like pulling up the stream myself so I can see what all of you are talking about. See all the horrible things you're saying about it. I'm just getting anybody organized. Let's see. Put this. Sort of halfway between some stuff, but that'll be fine. Alright. Everything, not just what YouTube wants me to see. So, hey, welcome. Thank you for joining. Oh no, there's 0 concurrent viewers. It's watching it that way. It's easier to...
Building your own.
Technically. Alright. Yep, just me, the one watching. Let's do a tweet real quick. See if that catches any fish. And Philip Melvin's stuff is all fantastic. It's just so good. Free and like literally talk about they're great people. They say they can. Their stuff is available for all creator teams. So it's on the playlist. The library is huge. Literally, so check out their stuff when we're done here. If you want some. It's just great. Let's see. Discord notifications, but I will put one in my own channel soon. Let's see if Heroes Cubby space. I really need people's help today with brainstorming these new videos. So I'm really looking forward to what you guys have to say about just all the areas. Let's get actually started now, shall we? I've already been brainstorming all stuff. So I still have, right now, including equipment, 123 character attributes. Sagas is going to have a feat-based character building system, which means instead of having races and classes to choose from to streamline what things you can do with it. Let's turn that down a little bit. Make sure you guys can actually hear me. I'm important. Turn me up as well. Oh, that was down. Haha. Okay, there we go. There we go. Just playing around with levels. Sorry for bursting everyone's eardrums. Anyway, so the basics of Sagas are super simple, super straightforward. There are basically 8 pages of rules, and those pages, without anything else, you can use to play the game. The majority of the upcoming work I have to do is, in order to get this playable, and, you know, retail worthy, is to come up with new character abilities, because this is an entirely character ability based system. You individually pick what you want your character to be able to do, and what, you know, struggles they have, you know, what equipment they have on their person, and you do that at character creation. This can lead to a long character creation process, but honestly, that's one of most people's, or a lot of people's, favorite parts about, you know, role-playing games, is they get to create their character. So I think requiring a lot of time to be put into that is not really an issue. The part that requires a lot of time is some people are going to want to look through all of the character options, and with 123 different feats to choose from, there's a lot, like a lot. So that's kind of what the drawback to it is right now, and at least to some people it would be a drawback. Not to me. I love creating characters. I know it's what I was doing, or a lot of people, not me personally, but a lot of people, when they don't have games to play, and they don't run any games, they will just go create a bunch of characters, because that's basically the biggest thing they can do as part of their game, you know, is creating new characters and everything. So we are going to today be brainstorming ideas for new abilities to include in this game. And specifically, I'd like to see things that are not fantasy-based. So, you can have Western, you can have sci-fi, you can have sort of eldritch horror-y things like Call of Cthulhu. There are a lot of other genres and settings that you could have that are not fantasy, not D&D and Pathfinder, you know. Part of the selling point of Sagas right now is that it can be played in any setting. Right now, everything is kind of geared towards fantasy, so I'm going to have to make some more stuff to pull away from fantasy a little bit. So, how shall we begin? We have 123 traits, struggles, talents, sorceries, and equipment. Traits are biological attributes, basically racial features. Struggles are drawbacks. You need to have at least 2 of these when you create a character. These are basically weaknesses in your character. I have things like blind, anarchist, arrogant, defeatist, low stamina, physically weak, stuff like that. Those are all struggles that characters might have to deal with in their games. There are also talents. These are more complicated, and they are learned abilities. So, like, learning how to use a weapon, as well as learning how to do certain attacks, like a finishing blow. Also using certain mental stuff. I don't have a lot of those. I need more talents that can be learned just by reading books or practicing. So I've got like investigator and journalist's instinct. Right now, those two are basically, investigator lets you find clues no matter what situation you're in. So you can be looking through a crime scene, for instance, but investigator also helps when you look through a library. Whenever you're searching for information, investigator will be the theme that helps improve your ability at this. Journalist's instinct is for finding people instead of information. Whenever you need to find a certain person, someone with a certain ability, someone that has a piece of information that you need, finding a fugitive, journalist's instinct will help with all the checks related to that. There's a lot of other more intertwined stuff, like you can take a talent to remove a struggle or a weakness that's like built into your character, and that can be a really cool way to intertwine your stories intertwine your story with the plot, essentially. So for now, we are just going to brainstorm more abilities. Mental talents, need a bunch of those. Sci-fi talents. Western equipment. Sci-fi, Western / I don't know, Stone Age, historical. Non-fantasy. What have I already got for non-fantasy equipment? I got a pistol. I don't have a small gun yet. Not really. Let's see. Rifle. Rifle's not fantasy. Machine gun. Huge number of things that can be classified as a machine gun, or automatic rifle, I should say. Automatic gun. What else have we got going on? We've got a communication device, which could be a cell phone, it could be a sending stone. There's a lot of different things that could apply there. We got a small shield, large shield. Those are definitely fantasy. Trying to move away from that sort of thing. Laser rifle. That is literally the name of a weapon in... Oh man, this stream is boring, isn't it? Maybe I should just, instead of doing all of this, pull up what we do have in a new window, real quick. Oh wait, I can't. That won't work because of how I have everything set up. I apologize to the one person watching right now. This is a mess. I was not ready for this. I've had quite a weekend. Raised $535 for charity yesterday. Today I ran an excellent new episode for a podcast that I'm putting together. An actual play. Lots of big reveals. epic and intriguing characters. I'm just not really into just low energy right now, I guess, which isn't really a bad thing. It's just not entertaining. I apologize. So we're just working on thinking of what some non-fantasy equipment is that I could add to this game I'm trying to put together. Rifle, automatic gun, laser rifle, laser, I don't know. If you got any ideas in chat, I'd love to know what some non-fantasy equipment is that I could throw in here. So, for example, here is small shield. Oh wow, that's a lot. That's very big. That's even bigger. Okay, and that is readable. So, for example, having a small shield will allow you to avoid attacks better because you can use your shield to deflect the attacks. Literally all having this shield does is allow you to use a smaller die in order to avoid enemy attacks. And when rolling low is good, using a smaller die is a good thing. That's basically how this system is built. All of the abilities don't add 1 or subtract 1 from the player's stats or a roll. They change the size of the die and how many of those dice you get to roll to make your check. A rifle, let's see, a pistol is an uncommon weapon. Rifle would also be uncommon, which means that you need a minimum amount of training, like a very small amount of training in order to be able to use the weapon effectively. You need to know how a gun works in order to use it to injure someone or something. Rifle is definitely let's see. Check affected. Far attack. Which means basically anything more than 40, anything more than 20 feet away is far. I know that's kind of a small range, but shooting something with a pistol, which is close range, more than 20 feet away, is something that requires some training. Hey! There's a talent. Non-fantasy talents. / mental talents. Alright. And the best thing here is, I need smaller text, please. What was it? Increase pistol range. In this case, check affected would be a far attack. And to requires 2 hands to wield. To attack targets in far range. Simple enough. Automatic gun. Let's see. Let's say automatic pistol. Automatic rifle. Hey, welcome in everybody from Fred's stream. Thank you, Fred, very much for the raid. I don't know if YouTube is calling that. I guess redirect would be more accurate. Thank you, everyone who is coming in from there. Welcome in. We are trying to think of non-fantasy mental talents, so things that can be trained. Being able to shoot things with a pistol that are far away instead of close. Another thing would be investigating, finding clues. That is something mental that can be trained for sure. Switch this to live chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. So thinking of non-fantasy or mental talents or skills that can be trained. I should probably put that on here so you guys can actually see what they are. Increase pistol. Ooh, the music is loud. How about that? Or actually, I can probably do it both in here too. It's a bit loud for me. There we go. Let me know if that's any better. Turned it down to -40, -35 decibels. Hopefully that improves the issue. There we are. Hey, Winter's here as well. Welcome in. Let me know if the music is still too loud. Thank you so much, Fred, for the redirect. I really appreciate it. We are working on Sagas, the RPG that I've been putting a lot of time and effort into designing. Right now, we're trying to make it more non-fantasy, which is a problem with what I'm used to, because I've played one non-fantasy RPG in the past. That is the Cybernation Uncensored Fallout RPG stream that I'm a part of. That's it. Every other RPG that I've played in has been fantasy-based, so I need to start making some parts of my game, some specifically character features, that are not fantasy-based. Because right now I've got swords and shields and hammers. I've got magical attacks. I've got all of the classic, not all of it, but a lot of classic fantasy abilities. But I don't have, sci-fi stuff, modern stuff. I don't have things that wouldn't be found in a fantasy setting, and I need more of them. So starting off really with guns. I have a pistol already, but the rifle, uncommon weapon, which means you need some training to be able to use it, even if that training is like someone telling you in a couple hours where the trigger is, where the safety is, maybe how to take it apart, put it back together, all the classic gun maintenance or gun knowledge that you would need in order to deal damage to someone with intent using this weapon. So a rifle would be a far attack for sure, as opposed to a pistol, which is a close range one. And right now I'm trying to figure out what the difference between a single shot rifle and an automatic would be. Or the difference between a laser rifle and a laser pistol would be. Or what difference would there be between laser and normal physical ammunition? So, laser pistol. Automatic one, I feel like would just do more damage, or it would be easier to hit things with it. I don't really like either of those because most anyone would be able to pick one up, pull the trigger, and do damage. But what are the drawbacks to a single shot weapon versus an automatic weapon? Perhaps there could be a grouping of generic talents that can apply to any setting. I was trying to do that originally, but it was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. I'm right now just brainstorming as many talents, period, as I can. Once we have too many, we can cull them back a little bit and take away, you know, the laser one, because that's specific to sci-fi settings. Stuff like that, where the individual objects would not apply to any setting. And so all of the character attributes and equipment in the basic rule set would be able to apply to any setting that people wanted to run the game in. So right now we're just brainstorming as many as we can. Any new ideas you got, great. We'll write them down and try to think of actual rules to attach to them later. For now, we're thinking of non-fantasy or mental talents, which are skills that can be learned or improved, and non-fantasy equipment. So difference between a normal rifle versus an automatic rifle versus a laser rifle. I think a laser rifle would be able to shoot through armor, maybe? Maybe it would be a heat-based sort of thing, specifically fire damage. So, you know, shooting a fire dragon with a laser pistol wouldn't do a whole lot because they're immune to that damage. Automatic pistol, automatic rifle versus normal pistol and normal rifle. This is tough. Well, first of all, automatic pistol is definitely going to be a close attack. What else? Automatic rifle would be a far attack, absolutely. Laser pistol, close attack. Oops. Laser rifle, far attack. But what is the difference in what they do when anyone just picks them up and fires? Definitely uncommon. All of them, really. See. I guess we could just say it's uses more ammunition and does more damage. But we don't have a way to track ammunition here. And I don't want to put rules for that in the game, because that is it's like tracking encumbrance rules for Dungeons and Dragons. Not a lot of people do it because it's not fun, and the point of the game is to have fun. So how can we make the automatic pistol and the regular pistol different enough to be able to have both of them in the game as separate pieces of equipment, but also have it entertaining for using either one? Yeah, I guess we could just have it do more damage. Not really thinking of anything else. More damage, less accurate. There you go. That would make a lot of sense. Which reminds me, we also have shotguns. We might not put these in, but we'll see. Requires one hand to wield and can be used to attack targets in close range. Attacks with this weapon must use a D12, which is the most detrimental thing you can do, pretty much. On a hit, the target loses 2 health. Loses an additional health. All right. Automatic rifle, same thing, with some very important differences. For example, 2 hands to wield, absolutely. And far range. But other than that, the same attacks being less accurate and doing more damage. Excellent. So what do lasers do? Question of the day. What do lasers do? I don't want them to do extra damage, because that's what the automatics do. I'm thinking possibly they are more accurate. Wouldn't make sense. Use a different kind of ammunition type. I don't really want to keep track of anything ammunition related, because that's not system agnostic, really. That is only if guns exist in your world. Well, the same argument could be made for magic stuff, right? Magic isn't system agnostic, but we still have sorceries. I don't know. Personally, I just don't like keeping track of ammunition. It's annoying and cumbersome. If enough people disagree with me, we might add it in. But for now, my opinion is the only one being voiced, so this is what we're going with. Laser pistol. Uncommon weapon. The check that is affected is a close attack. We're gonna have to come back to this. I have no idea what lasers would do. Shotguns, on the other hand. Check affected, close attack. I don't know. The disadvantage to shotguns is like a low fire rate. Like you can only fire it so many times in a second. Whereas pistols, you can go bang, 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 bang in most cases. Maybe not with like a revolver, but thinking about what drawbacks and bonuses a shotgun would have. Pushes people back. Simple as that. Requires 2 hands to wield. Can be used to attack targets in close range. Shotgun blast, I guess. Make it clear that this doesn't apply if you butt them in the head with it. Targets hit with a shotgun blast. Are forcibly moved into an adjacent zone. Works for me. We still don't have enough stuff for laser. Maybe don't have a laser shotgun. I always thought those were kind of weird and useless. We'll keep it on here for now. We also need mental stuff. Let's get an example of a talent over here. Let's see, increase pistol range. Pistol training. Affected check / ability. Attack. What was it? Had to be rank 3 for, looks like it's rank 3 for most weapons. So rank 3 will be cool. And rank 6 We'll decrease that to a D6. At what point would the range increase? Huh. Maybe rank 2? Maybe rank 1? Use a pistol to attack a far target. To do so, you must use a D12. And then rank 4. Knocked down. That's possible for shotguns. Very possible. Right now I don't have a prone condition. I don't really want to have conditions. I want to have more lasting wounds. Dealing with conditions can slow down combat, and I want to make sure that this combat is fast and snappy. Attacks you make using a pistol. $10. Must use a minimum of D10. I'll have to go through this whole thing and reword stuff so that it's clear when what is a benefit and what is a detriment when determining what size of a die you should be using. And we can pop rank 7 in here to be minimum of D8. Must use a minimum of D8. Starting to find some nitty-gritties to fix. What about rifle training? Rifle training? I'm not sure. Affected check / ability. Actually, we can just copy this. Paste it there. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Using a rifle. Perfect. I'm not sure what else rifle training might allow. Because monsters cannot suffer from wounds, so doing a specifically targeted attack, like saying shooting something in the wing in order to drop it from the sky, wouldn't really fit into the rule set well. We can fix that later. For now, we're going to go over to shotgun and say, I don't like being able to forcibly move things into a new zone, because that's pretty far. That's like shooting something and knocking it back 10 feet, 15 feet, something like that. You could also shoot something off of a cliff, which would actually be awesome. Maybe we should just keep this how it is. Shoot something with a shotgun and it falls down into the Grand Canyon. Cool. Let's see. still don't like laser shotgun. We still need ideas for lasery stuff. Ba-da-dum. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bim. Even though this music is chill, I'm just vibing with it so hard right now. We got rifle training. We need mental talents. We don't have any of those right now. Do we have social talents? Not really. Understand bureaucracy. That's not how you spell bureaucracy. No way. Yeah, there we go. Effective check / ability. I can't imagine anyone actually taking this, though. This doesn't seem that fun. Paperwork, maybe? Understanding organizations. Rank 1. While interacting. Checks you make to receive information or resources from an organization. Does that work? Is that what the benefit of understanding bureaucracy is? Yeah, I guess. I use a D8. Double check, make sure that's on par with our other non-combat stuff. Yes, and then rank 3 is a D6. Would any other bonuses come from understanding bureaucracy? Because I can't really think of any. No, we can leave it at that. Other mental or social traits, or non-fantasy in general. Could go Fallout route. Modify firearm. craft firearm. Do I have crafting? I know I have a crafting related one in here, don't I? Those are the struggles. Talents. Here we go. I don't have any crafting stuff right now. Oh boy. Yikes. Alright. Crafting stuff. Craft item. Or just craft in general? Affected check / ability. Craft. Rank 1. Actually, let's put in information here between this talent. Can be taken multiple times. Applying to a different craft each time. Examples. Craft. Yeah. Metal, wood, firearm. What else can you craft? Potion. What do people in modern day craft? Building. Electronics. Pottery, I guess. I mean, I'm just looking at what I have immediately available. Yeah, those are a good list of examples. Oh, clothing. And rank 3, D6. D6, there we go. All right. Thinking of more non-fantasy or mental talents. So these skills that can be learned and improved. Learned or improved, really. Some of them can only be learned but not improved. We've got pretty much most of the weapon training down. We could have specific weapon use abilities. We've got certain avoids as well. So, dodge melee, dodge ranged, dodge magic. No, that's fantasy. I mean, I guess we can write it down, but I want to avoid doing fantasy stuff. Or fantasy-only stuff, really. Brainstorming is hard when you're tired. I think I'm going to have to take a really short break, grab some... I don't know. I don't work tomorrow. I can drink some coffee, right? I think I'm going to go get some coffee, and then I will be right back. So don't go anywhere. We will be returning momentarily. And we're back. Alright, I've got some nice warm coffee here. Freaking finally. Ah, so good. It's cold here. I don't have the heat on right now because I thought it would be warm enough, so I've turned the heat on, and it's gonna take a while to warm up. Moving on though, we've got a game to make together. Let's see. More mental stuff, more weapon training, a social ability, understanding bureaucracy. I feel like we need something psychic in here, right? Right now we don't have any psychic anything. Let's do a real simple one. I'm thinking of the inheritance cycle, the Aragon books, essentially. In there is a very early ability that the main character has to learn, and that is protecting your own mind from invasion. And I'm thinking something like Mental Fortress. Mental Fortress, Mental Bunker. To avoid psychic attacks, right? That's pretty simple. Because I feel like psychic abilities are not genre specific, not at all. Hey Alex, welcome in. Good to see you. We're basically brainstorming non-psychic, non-fantasy abilities, things that aren't fantasy setting specific. Because right now, pretty much everything in the game is fantasy specific because that's 90% or more of the games that I've played. I don't have a whole lot of experience outside that genre, but this game that I'm making is supposed to be able to be played outside that genre. So Mental Bunker, basically Mental Fortress, the spell in 5th edition D&D, at rank 1 when you take this ability. Well, let's see what the other avoidance was. I got them open in another window here. So I've got like avoid or dodge range, dodge melee. This starts at rank 2. I'm gonna have that consistent across all avoidance stuff. In general, I'm thinking medieval fantasy, yes, but urban fantasy is also definitely a thing. I didn't have guns in before today, so it all be fantasy. You right. Rank 2 will be basically the beginning of this. Avoid checks. You make against psychic attacks. May use a D8. And then rank 5, scroll up a bit for you. Rank 5, you've got a D6 against psychic attacks. Force fields, definitely a cool little talent there. I'm thinking, should that be a sorcery or not? Definitely want to put it in somewhere. Let's see. So affected check or ability would be versus ranged attacks versus melee attacks. Basically temporary hit points, kind of like the Abjuration Wizard's ability in 5th edition. Oh, vehicle usage, that's another good one. So piloting or driving stuff. Big variance there. Don't have any vehicles yet. So I think we're going to have to design vehicles before we can do the vehicle piloting skills, vehicle piloting skill accurately and do something that's balanced. Force fields, though. Make this a rank. I'm hesitant. We'll do rank 1 for now. Rank 1. Gotta make this a sorcery. Maybe the difference between sorceries and talents is the number of times per day you can do it. If it is unlimited, it's a talent. If there's a limit on how many times you can use it, is a sorcery. Like, each ability would be an expendable resource versus a passive ability. So we'll make this a sorcery. Put it here. There we go. And rank 1, once per day. I don't know how I feel about a constant force field at an early rank. And I also don't know what prerequisite it would require. This requires more brain cells than I have at the present time. I do really like the idea of having force fields as an ability. Once per day, you can completely negate the damage of a single attack. Oops, sorceries. This WordPad doesn't have a dictionary, so it's when I put it into my main document on a different application that has all of my stuff, all of the actual formatting and whatnot. There is a dictionary on there, and then it'll underline everything in red, and I can do a spell check and go through it. Sorceries, though, does have 2 R's. Once per day, you can negate all damage from a single attack. Against you. A single attack that hits you. Rank 2. Make it twice per day. Rank 3. Make it can be used to protect any target in melee. Which means they're in the same zone as you. That's just how distances work. It's zones that are... everything in the same zone is considered in melee with itself. Everything in an adjacent zone is considered close range. Anything beyond that is considered far range. And anything off the map is considered too far. Zones are 15 to 20 feet wide. The shape they take can take... can take, the shape they can take can be circular, it can be a blob, it can be a cube, it can be a rectangle. It just has to be 15 to 20 feet across. Vague areas. Huh. Maybe I'm thinking we're doing two different abilities here. This would be like a reaction that you can do at certain times in the day, and then that wouldn't be a force field. That would be a deflection. Magical deflection. And force field would be something different. Force field would be that small area of things can't pass through it, or I don't know, what would a force field affect? We could have different kinds of force field, like a magic force field, a physical force field, where I forget what it's called. Is it Autoluke's resilient sphere? That's the hamster ball where nothing physical can go through it. There's another one that disallows spells to cross the border. Those could be two different things. Force field and magic field, maybe? So rank 1 would be self. Rank 3 would be everything in melee. Higher ranks, bigger force fields. Just putting stuff down as quick as I can now that we're on a roll. And this one would be the same thing. Instead of physical objects and creatures, blocks magic from passing. We can make those fancier later. Let's see. Basic force field prevents non-energy based things from passing through, and energy based things are reduced in power. There is no real good way. I think making these two the same in higher ranks allow for a bigger area instead of higher ranks allowing for a reduction in, like, a weakening in power, is just easier and easier to write, and once it's written, much easier to follow if the ability is being used. What else have we got for non-fantasy? Well, these are sorceries. We'll do mental bunkers, good. Dodge magic. Again, still more fantasy stuff. I'm still trying to figure out non-fantasy things. I mean, everything I do is magic, dragons, wands, freaking lightning. That's not laser pistols and combat armor. We're also looking for equipment. So if you've got any ideas for, yeah, I'm a fan of Star Wars, loosely followed Star Trek. I've seen all of TNG, some of the original series, and some of Voyager. That's the extent I know Star Trek. But Star Wars, I think I've watched almost every show, definitely every movie. Well, not every movie, not the Christmas special from, you know, back when the original trilogy had come out. Dodge magic. Affected check. Whoops. Might switch all of magic in the system to sorceries. That's not something I'd want to stream, but it is something that needs to be done. Make it simpler. That Christmas schedule, the actual... Oof. All I know is that it was horrible, and I don't want to see it. I like Star Wars how it is in my mind without having seen that particular piece of media. Dodge magic. Affected a check/ability would be to avoid magic. Rank 2. Checks. Avoid checks. Made against sorceries. Or purely magical abilities. May use a D8. Because, like, I don't want this one in particular to also include dodging a magical sword swipe, right? Like, if someone has a magical sword and they swing it at you, this ability should not help you with that. This one is just to get rid of purely magical stuff. Rank 5. D6. No, wait. Was it rank 5? Yes, rank 5 would be a D6. Let's see. What else? Mental bunker. Vehicle use. Other mental stuff. Have not done telepathy yet. That's definitely not fantasy specific. Or there are many other ESP/telepathy stuff in non-fantasy settings. Telepathy and not telemetry. And telekinesis, that's what I'm thinking. Let's see. One. Mentally speak with. I can fix the wording on that later. You know what I mean, though. Mentally speak with. Yes, you may communicate with creatures within melee view. If a creature does not wish to to communicate with you. Sentient creatures. All right, I can add that. If a creature does not wish to communicate with you, you must make a sorcery check to force it to hear your message. Messages. Message? Yeah, individual. So you need to make a new check every time you try to do it again. Range increases. Ooh. That know a language that you know. That can speak a language that you can speak. There we go. Communicate with... We can get rid of sentient in that case. Let's see. If a creature does not wish to communicate with you, you must make a sorcery check to force it to hear your message. Rank 2. Too close. Rank 3. That understands. That's a good point. What if they are mute? A language that you also understand. Three. Let's see. Yeah, let's make it you need to spend 3 ranks into this in order to overcome the language barrier. You can mentally communicate with creatures. They don't have to share language anymore. Rank 4. Range increases to far. Rank 6. Well, do we need anything else? Actually, we're going to put this one at rank 7. You can communicate with creatures that do not understand language, period. That is a higher level ability, for sure. Alright, telekinesis. Moving things with your mind. Do I have an editor for my rule set? Right now, I don't really. I'm definitely not the only person working on this at the moment. I do have a couple of close friends that are going through this with me. My plan right now is once this is getting close to actually complete and playable and something that I would be okay with putting out into the world as its own thing, its own product, and would exist in a vacuum apart from me, then I'm going to start working on, I'm going to put it onto a Kickstarter. And if the Kickstarter succeeds, I will use some of that money to hire a copy editor. Hey, Charles, welcome in. This is the guy that How to RPG suggested at the end of a stream. Yep, that's me. Fred's awesome. Whenever I can, I make sure that I redirect to his stuff. He live streams way more than I do. Like almost daily at this point. To me, that's insane. I could never keep up with Fred's streaming schedule. Love his stuff. Talked with him on many occasions. I'd consider him a friend in the space at this point. Super cool dude. Affected check or ability for telekinesis. Move stuff with your mind. So, what would the lowest level telekinesis be? How are we going to measure power of the telekinesis? Should we use it... should we base it off of mass? Should we base it off of volume? Should we base it off of distance and keep the mass and volume the same? Weight and distance, you say? I think that makes sense. I'm thinking like how difficult it is to use the force with stuff. How much actual force, how many newtons would be required to move an object of this mass from here to here. So if we could, I don't want to use newtons themselves as a measurement, because I would argue that most people don't have a grasp of what 10 newtons is. I mean, I certainly don't. I would have to look that up. I think it, by definition, it is the energy it takes to move 1 cubic meter of water 1 meter in a vacuum. I think. I'm probably wrong, but that's what I think a newton is. Doesn't matter. We're not using newtons. Fun fact about me, I actually failed out of the first college I went to because I was trying to do physics. So I am not a good source of this information. Instead, I went to a different college and got a psychology degree because it was just more fun to study. But telekinesis, moving stuff with your mind, first rank. What is the lowest level telekinesis that you should have? Let's see. You can move 1 pebble? Because, like, acceleration is also a thing. Like, you need to be able to accelerate it to a specific... This is going to be tough. We might have to make multiple abilities for this. Moving bigger stuff, moving stuff further away, and moving stuff faster. No, that would get broken too fast. It would be a really cool character build, though. I mean, I'd make that. It would solve the acceleration issue if we had defined how long a round is. Right now, it's like 3 seconds. So moving 10 feet in 3 seconds is not that fast. Okay, we're good. And I also don't want to use, we're not measuring distance in feet. We are measuring distance in zones. I want to make that certain. Something 1 pound. I'm also trying to make this both freedom units and real units. So meters and feet. Pounds and, what would it be? Kilograms. No, it's not just people are looking at each other during combat. You can swing a sword in 3 seconds. You can move 15 feet in 3 seconds. You cannot both swing a sword and move 15 feet in 3 seconds. That's what I'm going for. The super short combat rounds are so that the turns are super short. They do not take any time, and you get through the initiative order very quickly. We haven't play tested that a whole lot. I might end up changing it to something more reasonable, like D&D's 6-second rounds. We shall see. Right now we're going with those 3-second rounds though. So move stuff with your mind, rank 1. You can move a single object within melee of you without touching it. Cannot move the single with an E. Thank you. The object can let's start out with 5 pounds. And cannot be moved fast enough to deal damage. That's what people really need to know, is whether or not moving the thing can deal damage. We will make it rank 2, you can attack with it. So just barely enough to do 1 point of damage, which is, you know, exactly how much damage you need to be able to do. I don't really want things to themselves say that you can do more than 1 point of damage, because my rule of thumb is that you can play this game without doing math, with the exception of that is counting up or down by 1. So all the damage that is being done needs to be in increments of 1. Each new ability can add 1 more onto that, but I don't want something to be able to do 2 damage, and if it does, then it needs to be worded so that it's just doing the last 2 damage, drop it to 0, something like that. Give it an actual number at the end. I don't know. It's really hard to explain. I need to be able to explain it at some point, but with more brain cells. Mathematician, awesome. My cousin, another person that is helping me out with this, is also a mathematician. He got a PhD at Berkeley in mathematics. I don't know what his thesis was. I wouldn't understand it if he tried to explain it to me. He taught for a bit, and now he's working for Google, I want to say. But yeah, so he's actually offered to help me out with this and figure out, you know, mostly a chart for probabilities of dice rolls. So he's been a huge help so far. I'll actually talk to him this weekend, ask him if he's got that chart he said he'd work on for me. And because he's working on it for me, he gets to be credited in this stuff. And so will all the beta testers that give me feedback once this is around. So keep an eye out for that. Once people are beta testing this and this is playable, I will be asking for feedback to the people that have access to it. And if you give me a sufficient amount of feedback, you will get credited as a beta tester. That's what my plan is. I don't know if that will actually go through. I want it to really badly. I want there to be a lot of names credited on this project. So that would be awesome if I could get, 30, 50 people. Yeah, you can Google percentages for die rolls, but I would rather have a chart to look at instead of figuring out the probability and entering it every time, so that I can figure it out. I can spend more cognitive effort on translating that into this game instead of actually figuring out the probabilities and translating it, or figuring out what I need to plug into a system. I have used it for this. For example, the difference between rolling a d6, as far as chances of rolling a 1, the difference between rolling a d6 and rolling a d8 is much greater than the difference between rolling a d8 and rolling a d10. And I've tried to take that into account while working on this system. Stouffer's here too. Amazing. You got me playing in the background. Well, don't let me distract you too much. If your Pathfinder 2 character gets killed this session, I claim no responsibility for that. That is on you. But in all seriousness, hope you have an excellent game. I'm learning a lot about Pathfinder right now because I'm playing in a streamed Pathfinder game. So, cool system. I enjoy it. This one that I'm working on must be much less crunchy than Pathfinder. Shouldn't be a hard bar to get under, though. So, rank 1 can do all that. Tries to die every combat. I mean, that's the tank's job, right? Rank 2. This is the one where we can actually attack things. So... you can move the object fast enough to attack. What sort of thing am I looking for under the laser category? So we'll come back to the telekinesis thing real quick. But for laser rifles and laser pistols, I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that fits into the mechanics easily, like in a sentence or two, preferably just one sentence. And the difference between, say, a laser pistol and a regular pistol. It's tough because monsters in this game don't get like status effects and stuff. Like you can apply them, but it has to be explained in the actual ability instead of saying you knock them prone. The ability would say you knock them onto the ground. They cannot move next round, or next time they use their turn to move, they stand up, or something like that, something more complicated. This way the reason I'm doing this is because it shortens the actual basic rules that I need to put in, because I'd like those to be less than 10 pages. Right now, they're 8, so it's really getting close. So I got to be careful. Maybe start narrowing stuff down instead of adding stuff in the near future. So right now, I just want to know what is different from a normal pistol versus a laser pistol. I don't want it to do extra damage. We have already got that with the automatic pistol. More range wouldn't really help. Understanding bureaucracy is also a good one. But yeah, so right now we're looking for what is different from a laser versus a regular gun, mechanically. Understanding bureaucracy is fun. We've already got that one taken care of. Yeah, understanding organizations. So checks you make to receive information or resources from an organization may use a D8 or a D6. Maybe we can expand that a little bit, I think is Charles's suggestion here. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Bureaucracy is a great way of knowing how to navigate personal assistants / administrative people / how to use paperwork to your advantage. I like that last one. The other two don't seem like fun. Usually people play these games to get away from bureaucracy. I know I certainly do. All right. Good to see you, Alex. Great. I'm glad you could catch the stream. I'll see you around in chats somewhere, I'm sure. Hope you have a great night. Let's see. Checks you use to make or receive. Yeah, we'll keep this one as it is. We can fix it up later if we think of something more interesting and an easier way to integrate it. For now, we need to get back to telekinesis. You can move the object fast enough to attack. You can only attack targets in melee this way. Maybe we just keep it at the same 5 pounds all the time, forever, constantly. So you can move a single object within melee view without touching it. Must be less than 5 pounds. So it just always must be less than 5 pounds, whatever you move, and it always must be a single object. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Just being able to do it at distance. Attack may use a D10, which is, you know, the normal die for things that, you know, aren't really trained. This is a special ability, though, so let's move it up to rank 4. You can move the object fast enough. Actually, range increases to close. And then maybe rank 6. Range increases to far. Yeah, we'll keep this as it is for now. I kind of like the idea of being able to fire ground and basically use the force to fire it through someone's forehead. That would be awesome, but oh dear. Hugo wants attention, and he's going to want to leave in a couple seconds, so... Never mind, he was just meowing and then he left. Left me entirely. So we've got this telekinesis. That's all good. Vehicles. Oof, vehicles. I'm thinking I might just leave vehicles to be its own supplement if the game does well in general. If I continue to enjoy making it and stuff. So what have we got so far? How many things have we made in 2 hours? We made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new talents with 1, 2, 3 new sorceries and new pieces of equipment. This is not new. We can delete that. New pieces of equipment. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of new equipment. So 3 plus 4 is 7. And how many? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 new things already in 2 hours. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. What else? What else? What else? What else? We got our sorceries. We've got our mental skills. Could be legalese, contracts. We can call it legalese. Expected check / ability. Contracts, legal documents. Rank 1. Checks you make to write or read. Legally binding documents. May use a D8. Rank 3. D6. Cool. Simple enough. That's pretty good. That's a very interesting thing to have. Definitely both modern and fantasy because, you know, devil contracts with souls and whatnot. That's fun. What else? What else? What else? What else? Could make driving a thing. Okay. Vehicle use. We can put that in here. We won't be able to put the vehicles themselves in here, but we can put the vehicle use stuff here. So drive versus pilot. Expected check / ability. Rank 1. Checks you make to... Oh, this is a... Let's see. Sorceries. Alright, alright. You'll see what I'm doing in a sec. I'm excited about this. Bad driver as a struggle. It's not a great one, but it is definitely a thing that exists. I've ridden with some bad drivers before, and it is nerve-wracking. Checks you make to drive vehicles across the ground may use a D8. Rank 3, D6. Cool. Pilot. Oops. That one. Rank 2, because it takes more to be a pilot than it is to be a driver. Checks you make to pilot vehicles through air or water or space may use a D8. And rank 4, D6. Yeah. Cool. Spaceships. Oh, repair. That's definitely a thing. All right. Repair. Hack. What else? Do I have any doctor stuff? Battlefield doctor. Let's see. Infectologist. Disease doctor. Yeah, disease doctor. Sorry, I'm really just breezing through a bunch of stuff right now without explaining what my thought process is. I'm on a roll with brainstorming ideas for non-fantasy settings. You can't hack things in a fantasy setting. You can repair things in a fantasy setting, but you can repair things in many other settings as well. Let's see. Fix object. Checks you make to repair an object. Yeah. I feel like it's okay to be that vague with this ability. May use a D8. A mundane object. There we go. Rank 3. D6. Now let's do technician. Fix tech. Rank 1. Love this music. Michael Gelfi and Philip Melvin. Fantastic. Ooh, okay, real quick tangent. So today I recorded episode, I guess you could call it episode 1 of my upcoming D&D podcast, an actual play, that I'm really excited about. And with their permission, Michael Gelfi, Philip Melvin, and Toshio, which are 3 of the employees of Michael Gelfi Studios, whose music we're listening to right now, are all characters, or they all have characters in that game based off of them, and you meet all 3 in episode 1, and it's fucking fantastic. It was so much fun to play, and I cannot wait to show it off to those people specifically, to be honest. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's see. Rank 1 for technician. Checks you make to repair. Tech object. Something to repair a magical object. That's what I need here. Oh, can't. Gotta call this IT, right? What about a magical IT guy? What would his title be? Arcanist? Sure, whatever. Maybe we'll think of a better name later. Writing about this, listening to a song called Wizardly Intermission. Amazing. Just copy all of this, paste it there, fix magic item. Oh, is this Misty Haven? This is Misty Haven. I love this fucking song. It's cool and you can jam to it. Call this handy instead of repair. Wow, I need to start thinking out loud. I apologize for all the long silences. I hope you like this music as much as I do, because if you don't, this is not pleasant for you to listen to. Alright, Arcanist is done. Next is Mechanic. Copy that. Mechanic will be fix vehicle. There we go. Perfect. Now, hack. Affected check/ability would be... I know hacking is... I don't know anything about coding or hacking. I feel like it's just this vague sort of, you get a computer and you find out information, or you do something, like force some mechanical thing elsewhere in the building. But it's tough. It's tough to figure out exactly how to put that into rules. At least for this system it is. Or I should say, on this many brain cells it is. Still got my coffee. Gonna plow through this. Because even though I am a little bit fuzzy-headed, this is still a ton of fun. As is hanging out with you guys. So for hack, the affected check or ability is going to be vaguely described as bypass electronic security. Or hack electronics. Let's see. Rank 1. Checks you make to bypass security, bypass electronic security. May use a D8. Rank 2. I guess I should put in rank 1. Checks you make to bypass electronic security may use a D8. Once you have bypassed electronic security, or security in an electronic system, no, I can't add that. Yeah, we'll just make it rank 3 D6 for now. I kind of need to leave it up to the GM because I don't know how it will be applied to their game. Like, are they bypassing security in a prison, or are they bypassing security on a spaceship? These are two very different things. To be able to open doors, though actually that applies to both. Once security is bypassed, you can control anything connected to the system. Example, lights, doors, airlocks. Those are doors. I'll just leave lights and doors, because that's all I can think of right now. More coffee. All right. Battlefield doctor and disease doctor. Heal wound. Yeah. That makes sense. Rank 1. You can use a combat action to attempt to heal a target, a creature. You know what? I think I'm going to take a quick break. My brain cells continue to deteriorate, but I'm having too much fun doing this. So I think I'm going to take 5 real quick, come back in full force, and finish out this Battlefield Doctor and Disease Doctor. So I will be back shortly. Where's the right button? Where's the right button? There it is. And we're back. All right. Let's see. We are at Battlefield Doctor. Heal wound. You can use a combat action to attempt to heal a creature in melee. Combat action? No, you can't level 1 do a heal like that. That would have to be a magical ability, right? So put this note in sorceries for a healing spell. But right now you can use a combat. You can spend a minute to attempt to heal a creature in melee. 5 minutes? 10 minutes? How long does it take to dress a wound? Let's Google it. Let's see. How many, and that's just how often you dress a wound. How often, how often. Original dressing can be left for 2 days. Wound lasts 4 to 6 weeks. Changed daily according to this one. At least daily again. Yeah, nothing immediately available. So let's say you can spend 10 minutes. Let's make a check to do so successfully. This check must use a D. This check may use a D10. Yeah. Rank 2. Five minutes. Yeah. 5 minutes. Notice. Rank 3. D8. Rank 4. 1 minute. Oh, yes. To attempt to heal a creature? No. To attempt to remove a wound affecting a creature in melee. A creature other than you cannot heal yourself. That's tough. Rank 5. Two consecutive combat actions. Six. D6. There we go. The GM should assign difficulty based on the severity of the wound. Should assign difficulty based on the wound being healed. You can spend 10 minutes to attempt to remove a wound. Not remove a wound, because wounds can have multiple severities. So you can spend 10 minutes to attempt to reduce the severity of a wound. Affecting a creature other than you in melee by 1. If this reduces the wound severity to 0, the wound is removed. Go. Kind of a long ability for healing without magic, but it works. Disease Doctor, however. Affected check/ability would be identify/remove disease. Identify/treat disease. Rank 1. Checks you make to identify diseases may use a D8. How are we going to define disease in this case? Wounds basically do all status effects that are injuries. Are diseases also going to work like wounds? Can they not be healed by normal means? Are we going to add something like this for... This is tough. Gotta make a note in my actual document for the thing. Wow, I'm so eloquent tonight. Diseases, not wounds, type of wound. Right now I'm thinking a disease could be a wound that cannot be healed by normal means. Rest, heal spell. What is this called? Battlefield Doctor. Etc. Okay. We will come back to exactly what a disease is later. Checks you make to treat diseases may use a D8. Rank 3. Identify D6. Rank 4. Treat D6. Okay, there we go. Struggle, bad driver. That's right, that's right. Alright. What should the struggle bad driver be? Let me take a look at what normal struggles would be. Affected check/ability would be driving. / piloting. Die used. D12. Checks. You make 2 drive / pilot vehicles. Must use a D12. Cool. That's pretty good. Sorceries. Heal. Alright. Effect. Remove wound / restore health. Rank 2. So no healing, no magical healing at level 1. We'll see how that goes. Oh, if these are going to be once per days, then yes, definitely. Once per day, you can restore 1 health to a creature. Yeah. Make it simple. Rank 2. 3 times per... Oh, not per day. Gotta be per rest. Rest. I just realized you can type rest with one hand. This is nice. 3 times per rest. Rank 3. Instead of restoring 1 health, you may reduce the severity of a wound by 1. Rank 4. All to a creature in melee. Rank 4, still 3 times per day, but extends the range. Rank 5. 5. You can, let's make it 5 times per day. 5 times per rest, not day. Keep messing that up. Rank 6. When you reduce a wound's severity by 1, you also restore 1 health to the creature, to the wounded creature. Alright. Alright. I feel like that's good enough for now. Maybe rank 8, maybe? Use this ability to restore 1 health to all creatures in melee. There. I think that is good enough for now. The one healing spell. Just like there's one control fire spell. Alright, how many new things have we got? We've got... Wow, okay, there's a lot. Pistol training. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18... 18 new talents? Oh my god. 19 for the new struggle. 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 new abilities. Plus, how much new equipment? 1, 2. Still don't know how to do lasers. 3 new pieces of equipment. So 26 total? Wow, we are at over 150 now. Fantastic. I think that's where we're going to call it, just because it's late. I'm losing brain cells rapidly. And I did not get a lot of sleep last night. I've had one hell of a weekend. Let's see if I can, for those of you that are listening, I would love for you to go watch the live stream I ran 2 days ago, where we raised over $500 for charity. All the details are there, but the really cool thing is the cast that I managed to play with me. Everyone top tier role playing. Not to mention Sebastian from Atmoseeker, the guy whose channel it's on. His setup, his overlay, his actual terrain that he was using. He's literally got a camera on a rail panning across while we're looking at the minis with the fog and the lighting and the... Oh my god, I was just geeking out about it the whole time. It was just absolutely fantastic. I really want you guys to go see it. So I'm going to... Oh, it's already redirecting you there. Amazing. Perfect. All right. Go watch that. Please enjoy for as long as you can. It was a ton of fun to run, and I don't know. I can't gush enough about those people and their skills in role-playing games, whatever areas that might be in. So I'm going to sign off for now. I will wish you a good night, and remember, everything is going to be okay.